By the way, Dumbledore is a bad leader because his mother was mentally unwell and his father enjoyed bestiality.
I thought his brother enjoyed bestiality.
I thought it was his
I
brother.
think it was both. Well, it's definitely
Brother
the
to
brother.
ghosts.
The father, remember,
Bestiality.
killed
Dad just
kids.
assaulted the Muggles.
The family has a special connection to ghosts. Welcome back to HPTV, the podcast, a Potter television show podcast. I love all of the titles, all of them. You'll notice there's a fourth box this week. Boy, do we have a treat for you. We have a disc jockey and a quizmaster. Some might call him DJ Quizmaster, Isaac. And he's going to be quizzing us today on all matters Harry Potter. Isaac, would you unveil your face?
It's been unveiled.
The world is blessed. Let's recap. Did you guys have any news notes? I feel like there's not much. I did just see something in the Reddit where they said they think the casting has moved along because they're looking at secondary characters more, and that generally they're following the book's description. But like, if Neville wasn't white, don't be surprised. So seems like some progress might be made there, but nothing is confirmed except for John Lithgow. While Warner Brothers hasn't, he's kind of confirmed it.
Yeah, didn't he confirm that they're starting to film in August?
Yeah, and someone
did I?
Yeah. Like specifically August 4th, which seems like
my anniversary
came from a document. This is the day after my
anniversary. Happy anniversary.
Sorry, I
forgot you guys did get married. Years apart, but one day actually.
We had a narrow window, but hopefully that means new interesting information because that is what 4 months away. It's all going to get rolling along.
And there was other news that the first season for sure is going to be 10 episodes. Was that? Or did I make that up?
The
I saw that somewhere
said
too, yeah.
they have 10 hours to tell this story.
10 hours. Okay. So we don't know exactly what that means.
I hope that means 10 episodes. I didn't love these Stranger Things episodes that were like 90 minutes. Like, I think you need to have a very specific story to tell in that time.
Hopefully they use it to do some good world building and they're not like stretching things out awkwardly or something. Because I feel like they have a little with Stranger Things.
To be fair, I thought season 1 should be 6 to 8 episodes. I thought 10 maybe for 3, and then those other ones you're going to start getting like 6 and 6, or who knows? Maybe they'll try and make them all 10 like Game of Thrones, but then that just doesn't make sense with the amount of story that you're spreading out. But maybe season 1, it really sets it all up by using the extra time.
I would rather have them save up some of that extra time for later on, but we'll see what happens. But I do like the idea, like our family with Percy Jackson, like every night we'd get together when a new episode come out and watch that. So I could see that happening with this, like families getting together every Sunday night to watch.
That's
Sorcerer's Stone.
The plan. Isaac, you are not a Harry Potter lover native, but you are pretty educated when it comes to television and film, and you are married to Jamie. So
it's true.
What are your general feelings towards this pop culture phenomenon and your wife's obsession with it?
I would say that it has been a process. My enjoyment and love has been a process. We'll say that. I don't know if you guys remember the old South Park episode where the kids are playing Lord of the Rings, and then when they walk by, they see the kids playing Harry Potter, and they're like, Harry Potter, lame, whatever. So I would say that's how I started. And then I was almost out, and then my family made me go see the third movie, and the third movie saved me. I did not care for the first 2 movies, did not read the books, and then the third movie, I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I want to see the next movie. I actually want to see the next movie. Yeah, after the second movie, I really didn't care. And so, yeah. And I'm pretty sure
that's interesting, Isaac. Because last podcast we talked about the third movie / third book, and if you've seen all of them, so where would you rank the third movie among the 8 movies?
Oh, I should have figured this out. I think third. Gut reaction is probably third. Deathly Hallows Part 1 is the best one. I'm not sure. I don't know. Yeah, I think that would be 1. I'm not sure. Maybe it's 4th.
It's gross. But Isaac, how old were you when the books came out? You were in high school, right?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. When did the books come out?
Like
96,
97 to
97,
2004 was like the main window, or 2005
Yeah.
was the window.
Yeah, there's no way I would have gotten into Sorcerer's Stone book at 16. Yeah. I mean, yeah, probably not.
Well, I'm glad that you have found enjoyment and toleration with it now,
No,
with the frequency that it involves itself in your life.
No, I enjoy the Potter series, and not just because my wife has, inceptioned it into my mind, I guess you could say. But I do enjoy it. I think it's really good, really fun, a really good fantasy story, and definitely, I would say I got into fantasy more along the way in my life. Although I've always been a Star Wars super fan, but I would say, it's in my top 10 IP, probably. I don't know where it would rank. Maybe top 5, maybe? I don't know. So, I enjoy Harry Potter.
Yeah. Star Wars is its own can of worms here. But Harry Potter-wise, why don't we move on? Isaac's he has written this quiz. We don't know anything about it. We played with some different formats, but he's going to go ahead and ask us each rotating questions, and we're going to see who scores the best. It's not the longest quiz in the world because we want to make sure that we can enjoy it along the way.
Okay. So I'll start with what I see from left to right here. And I got Jamie, Mitchell, then Steven. Okay. So that'll help me.
Right.
Okay. All right. So, and these are not ranked in terms of hardest or anything like that, or book-wise. Some of them are book-specific, but more they're general, I would say, from the early portions of the books. So just an FYI.
Yeah, we're mainly trying to do 1 through 3, right?
Okay. For Jamie, what kind of cauldron should you have in potions class? What type?
Pewter, standard size 2.
Yes, I only put pewter down, but I'm pretty sure it said pewter standard size 2. That is correct. So Stephen put 1 down for Jamie. All right. Mitchell. Dumbledore has a scar above his left knee. What does it look like?
A London Underground map.
That is correct. You got lucky there. That's very specific for you. All right. Stephen, what is Neville's pet toad called?
Brother.
That is correct.
Brother the toad.
Okay. Jamie, what year was James Potter born in?
That's a hard one. Okay. I'm going to say 1959.
It's 1960, but I think she should get a point. That's what I'm saying. But it's 1960.
That was dang close. I was not sure.
Because I can never remember.
So wait, that would have made him
Harry's dates. I'd give that
20. He was 20
when Harry was born. That was pretty good.
All right.
All right, I'm giving you a point just for getting
Give me
close.
half a point.
No, it's pretty
That
good.
was hard.
All right. What was the nationality of the man who sold Hagrid Fluffy?
Albanian?
Incorrect. It was Greek.
Oh, which makes all the sense. Oh, no. Okay.
We should pass the question along if the person doesn't get it.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't know. See if somebody else knows it, Isaac, before we go to the answer.
I was thinking of the forest, the Albanian forest. This is...
Yeah.
All right. How much would it cost a muggle to travel on the night bus?
Oh, dear Lord. Hold on. This is like calculations and stuff. I don't know. I'm going to say 14 pounds.
Okay. Incorrect. We'll move on to Jamie.
Anybody else?
Who's Googling the answer right now, looking at her phone.
I am not Googling my answer. I don't think muggles are allowed to travel on the night bus. Is this a trick question?
True.
It's not a trick question. I was given an answer.
Then I don't know.
All right.
£2.
Okay. Mitchell, do you have an idea?
I'm trying to remember how much Harry paid. Because I remember being less than I thought. Like, it wasn't that expensive. It was like it was in sickles. It wasn't even galleons. And there's 17 sickles in a galleon, but I don't remember the Muggle translation for a pound to a galleon. I think a galleon's like 20 or 40 pounds, which is, even numbers, but very different.
I don't think that's canon, though. I don't think that's in the books anyway. I know that people have tried to make the calculation themselves, but I don't know.
Yeah, but I think J.K. Rowling has said what it is, like how much pound. Well, although it would change with inflation. But look, I honestly don't know. I would
1997.
say 24 pounds.
Okay. You should have stuck with your sickle calculations because it's in sickles, the answer that I got. And it's 11 sickles.
Oh.
But a Muggle wouldn't have sickles.
I don't know. It's the answer I
They
got.
don't accept,
It's the answer I got here.
they don't accept Muggle money, I guess. 11 sickles.
So maybe
I
you're
should remember, is that
wrong.
with or without the toothbrush?
Maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe it's a bad question. But I couldn't run the questions
Doesn't
by
it
you
depend
guys.
on distance? You know what? I like how hardcore that question was because I thought I needed to convert, but makes sense.
All right.
Yeah.
So
We overthought it, I guess.
So Stephen got the last question, right? So it goes to Jamie. And this one's kind of an easy one. What house is Quirrell part of, or was part of? What he had been a part of?
Nice.
Oh,
I thought this would be
I'm gonna say
easy.
Quirrell was a. I should be probably. Quirrell was a Ravenclaw.
That is correct. Good guess.
Oh, was that in the books?
I think it was mentioned, but it's at least probably on Pottermore, or whatever it is now.
Yeah. These questions are all supposed to be either general questions or questions from the 3 books in my research. So
Cool.
Take that as you
keep
will.
rolling.
Hey, real quick though, because I got distracted and I may have missed a point or so. Jamie has 3 points. I've only got 1. Mitchell, did you answer 2 correctly or just 1?
Just 1, I think. Wait.
That's what I thought. I just want to make sure. Okay.
Wait a sec. I think I've only been asked 2 questions.
Jamie has had 3 questions so far. She got all of them right, but we're each getting our 3rd question now. So we got numbers. Our second one's wrong. So I'm not terrible at this. We can keep going.
Okay. All right. Mitchell. Ron Weasley's favorite Quidditch team is the Chudley Cannons. What color of robes do they play in?
Orange.
That is correct.
Boom.
All right.
Orange.
I would like a Chudley Cannons sweater at some point.
All right. There you go. Put it on your Christmas list. There
I
you
don't
go.
even know where Chudley is, and I live in England, so maybe I shouldn't get one. Anyway.
All right. Next question. For Stephen. How many different staircases are there inside Hogwarts?
Oh, I know this. There are 142 staircases.
That is correct.
I feel like I've only ever seen that as a trivia question. I know it's in the book, but I'm like...
Well, the reason I remember so this, like, going back to, like, the very first Harry Potter quiz, before there were movies, remember the one they used to have on Scholastic.com?
Oh, yeah!
And we would go play that one.
I do remember that.
And you would just, like, keep going so you got one wrong, and we tried to see who could get the most right. And that was one of the questions that came up, like, all the time. So even though it's in the book somewhere, I may have looked it up at one point to be sure, I just know it from answering on so many quizzes, especially that Scholastic one. I wonder if that's still around. I'll find out.
Did you give yourself a point, Steve?
I did.
Okay.
So for anybody who was wondering, we're now at Jamie has 3 points, Stephen and Mitchell each have 2 points. So time to give her a hard one, Isaac, and trip her up. Let's go.
Okay. Well, I don't know if it's a hard one, but it's a medium one, maybe.
I'm kidding. Keep going in order.
All right. How does Hagrid react when he's around cats, and what does he think of them?
This one's Jamie, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Jamie's. They kind of go together. Oops, as a little hint, but...
How does Hagrid act around cats? He's allergic to cats and he sneezes?
That is correct, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
They
that.
make him sneeze, he says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They make him
Oh.
sneeze.
That's
and
why
like
he
them
tells
because
Harry
they're
to get an
boring.
owl and not a cat.
Oh, yeah. Look at Steven. That was a good guess.
Cats make
I
me
personally
sneeze.
am allergic to cats and they make me sneeze. So that's why I said that.
Oh.
Well, there you go. All right. Next one for Mitchell. Who is 1 day older than Harry?
Neville Longbottom.
There you go.
Really? One day?
Yeah, because remember the prophecy could have been about Neville.
One day more.
Does this look like I'm taking pensive memories out? Maybe
It
that's why I
does,
won't bring it.
actually. Mitchell's cheating and using his pencil.
Putting the value of a night bus ride back in there. I did Google it, and Joe said that a pound is like, or a galleon's like 5 pounds. So I was way off. I thought it was worth way more.
Oh, yeah.
I still don't think it's possible, but go. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Steven, what fruit do you have to tickle in order to enter the Hogwarts kitchen?
Oh, is it a pear?
That is correct.
It's a pear. Thinking peach, pear. What's a pea? I knew that, but there.
Plum?
Tickling
That
plums.
one I didn't think of. Prunes. Let's name all the fruits with P now. Ready?
That's what I'm doing. That should be a connections category.
All right. Who's next? Jamie. Oh, I think this is the toughest question. Monk should and wolfsbane are the same plant. What are they also known as?
In book 1, the ingredients. Oh my gosh. I feel like Harry, he doesn't know.
It's when Snape is trying to get Harry, yeah.
And I can't think of what I don't know. Oh, I'm gonna feel so dumb. Mitchell?
Is it Nightshade?
No, I don't know if this is Steven.
Bezoar?
We'll try.
Is it a Bezoar? I couldn't guess twice.
I'm not even sure I'm going to pronounce it right.
Because I know I think he asked the difference between wolfsbane and monkhood, and Harry doesn't know that they're the same thing. I don't know.
The answer is aconite.
You're gonna have to tell us.
Aconite.
Oh, that does ring a bell.
You don't mean asinine?
Which is what all of you were with that question.
I can hear Snape saying it in Jim Dale's voice and Alan Rickman's voice. I think could be making that up.
Oh, I should have
Look
done
this up after. I'm really curious.
I should have done this quiz as me as Alan Rickman.
Dumb.
Go back. Start over. We're
Start
over.
Start over. Okay. All right. How many different ways? Wait. Who's that? Mitchell, I believe, right?
This is Mitchell.
Yep. All right. How many different ways can you foul a player in Quidditch?
Oh, no. It's a lot.
That's your final answer?
112.
Okay. That is incorrect. Steven.
It was a big number. I can't remember exactly. I want to say it was like 700 and something. 700.
That is correct. 700. 700 was correct.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right.
All right. Now you get a question. All right. What are the names of Severus Snape's parents?
Oh, man. Okay. She was the Gobstone Club chick, right? That's why she was in the newspaper that Hermione found her name in.
Back.
Her last name is Prince. Her name starts with an E.
I know hers, but I don't think I know his.
It's like Eveline Prince? Eveline.
Is that your final answer?
No, give me a second. I can't remember his either, but I know it's there because there was a wedding announcement. They were in there and she married a guy named... his last name is Snape, so I know that. Crap, I don't know.
All right. Jamie, do you know either of their
names? Did I help you out too much with all my background information?
You helped me with the wedding announcement because it came in. I know her name's Eileen.
Correct.
And this could be really wrong. I could be thinking Arrested Development. His name is Tobias.
That is correct.
And that's why I remember
Oh,
because of Arrested Development. I just always thought it was funny that
Ew.
Snape's dad's name is like Tobias Fluke. That's all.
Of all people to be
You
have the
think-
same name as too.
People called him Toby growing up.
Hey, Tobes.
Abe Stick.
All right. I have
Tobias
one more
Marshall.
question. What was
I'm
the
gonna run
final
one
score?
by him.
I had one backup question in case you guys said a question didn't count. So, but what's the final score?
Yeah, I mean that was my chance to take the lead, but we've got Jamie with 5, Steven with 4, and Mitchell with 3. So
Wow.
pretty clear
This
winner,
is embarrassing.
loser, and me in the middle. So
I should have did an over under.
what was your last question though? Let's just see.
I really got lucky with the Quirrell thing because that was like a guess.
I had Mitchell winning. So
You know, I blame my wife because I haven't been listening to the book for the past 2 years when normally like some more of those little weird figures might have been in my head, but that's on me for not listening to them or reading them in my own time.
Mitchell, prioritize your life. What's wrong with you?
No.
Listening to your
Yeah.
wife and crap. What are you thinking?
so what kind of steps do
I
you think
do
you can take
well.
in the future here, Mitchell?
I'm going to have to start figuring it out. I do all right because sometimes I do well when I'm put on the spot, but I like this quiz because there's none that I'm like, oh, I should have or I was so close. Like, I knew what I knew and I didn't know what I didn't know. And you know, we're going to have to do this again in 6 weeks after we've watched the next 3 movies so I can redeem myself.
True. You do need some redemption. You know.
Pretty disappointed. Well, thank you, DJ Quizmaster Isaac the first. Well, why don't you let us know you watch TV? What do you think are your what do you think is going to make this so like it's a big hit? What do you want to see creatively and everything? What is your 2 cents been listening to us? I don't know if you've been listening to us go through all this. What do you think about the upcoming Harry Potter show?
Yeah, well, I have a lot of notes for you guys to make this better. So just so you know, and no, just kidding. I have listened, I think, to all of them except last week's, just basically because I just didn't get to it this week. But I am interested in some of the other storylines that exist, especially later in the book. Of the storyline and the idea of when Scrimjaw wants to use Harry as a symbol of sorts, as a pawn for the Ministry, right? And that never comes up in the movies. And that's actually, I've told Jamie this, that's actually my favorite scene or part of a book, is that scene after Dumbledore's funeral when Harry and Scrimjaw have that conversation, because it really shows how much Harry has grown and like the role he understands now he needs to take as a leader and all that. Like stuff like that where it can really, you know, develop those sort of storylines that you just couldn't do in the movie. And it doesn't hurt the movies, but you know, and you understand why they made the cut. But those are the kind of things that I'll be interested in, and we'll see. And then also I'm a Harry Hermione shipper, so I'm interested to see how they play with that. Yes, Mitch.
Well
Yes.
done.
Yes. So they
Can
We've
you
had marriage
imagine
disputes.
how
over this.
pissed people will be if she changes one of the ship? People aren't that enamored with Ron and Hermione, are they? Like, but I
No, it's not
love
about
it.
it being Ron and
Yeah.
Hermione. It's about not being Harry and Hermione for me.
I don't know. I could see maybe them squeezing in like a little fling one year or something like that, where they're
nice.
I don't know. It'd
People would be
interesting.
upset if they
It'd be
knew
interesting.
a triangle, because unlike other YA fiction, there is not a love triangle really in the books. Obviously, like Harry likes Cho and Ginny, but they're kind of at separate times. Like there is no love
Which is
triangle.
good. A female lead in a character does not need to be tangled up in a love triangle to be validated. Okay?
Jamie, how many Harry Potter movies passed the Bechdel test?
Oh, I don't know. Probably 0. I can't even think of a single conversation between 2 females in those movies.
I'm gonna Google that.
I think the only time is like Hermione sassing Padma, maybe. Does that happen in the movie?
I don't know, but there's just not
I
many
don't
like
know.
female authority figures.
But that, I mean, and that stuff is in the books, but not ish, but not really. I mean, Molly calls Bellatrix
Yes,
a
you see.
bitch, so I guess
They're
that's a
not
moment.
arguing over. There's
Female
nothing,
on female?
It's not about a
That's one of
man.
my favorite ones.
That's
true.
That's B word
There's
in the
no-
series.
I mean, Hermione and Lavender kind of in a way fight over Ron, but it's more
Ron
one-sided.
A silly teenage boy.
I mean, and I will say, I mentioned this last time. Ron
Yeah.
is a way bigger a-hole, I think, in the books. So it's like, why is
I also think
I am this guy? But I actually love Ron too.
It works both ways. I think Ron also has some heroic moments that don't, like, he is very much seen as kind of the sweet, dumb one in the movies, but he does stand up for Hermione or Harry a few times that don't really get showcased.
He does, yes. I love Ron. I think I relate most to Ron. But they do play him down a lot in the movies. As they do everyone.
One thing that I had, that I don't know if I want to see, but in you guys' earlier podcast, you talked about like different angles or perspectives that could be taken with the show. So one that I think would be interesting, depending on how they execute it, is really highlighting how Harry is kind of alone in his journey the whole way. Like he has Ron, right, the Hermione, but he is in a whole totally different world. So, expanding on that and how isolated and alone, and also maybe how damaged he is from his life prior to this, would be an interesting take on it. I don't know that I would agree with it, but I know you guys were talking about how could you do something that's a little different, but still within the realm of the story. So even making him more of almost like a loner fitting into that crazy world.
Yeah, focusing on his isolation and trauma definitely it pays off, and you do have to balance it because you don't want to be super negative.
Well, and also like you have to balance it in the way that when you get to the final moments for Harry, like of the books, he has to be on his own in that. So it's kind of like all these people have been helping him in different ways, and him like slowly having to drop that to like finish it off by himself is also part of it. But I do agree that like there needs to be, I don't know, more sympathy for Harry, but also like you want to root for Harry more than I feel like you do in the movies. I don't necessarily feel like I'm rooting for Harry.
Well, this goes counter to that, but I think they should do an episode from Ron's perspective where everything's about Harry and he's just the side piece.
That would be great in
side hoe.
6. When does Ron really
6.
struggle with it? 4 was 4. 4 they should do that.
4 is the big
4, yeah.
But I'm like, I wonder how weird they could go if they could do something that, like, I don't know, they can't do anything silly, but they could do something more perspective style that would make it different. Like maybe they are going to approach this in a less pragmatic and straightforward way than we think. I mean, I'd rather be surprised than just worried that they're retreading it and trying to expand it in ways that don't work.
Well, they've done really interesting stuff with some of that in the past, right? So like how superhero movies, right? Marvel kind of took a different approach to some. Like one of the reasons I like Winter Soldier so much, right, for Captain America movies, is it takes this kind of like political thriller, like spy genre approach almost to it. And then I think of like Batman Begins, which was much more of like a detective style. Like it'd be kind of cool to see them approach either episodes or maybe the series overall with kind of a different tilt than like your typical just fantasy. So I don't know what they could do with that. There was an interesting article I read about it, and it was joking if, like what if it was, what would it look like they would approach it like Saved by the Bell or Friends or there could be some pretty hilarious things, but that I think would be a little too much of a stretch. But I don't know. I'm hoping to be pleasantly surprised.
Well, and I'm hoping it just progresses throughout. Like I hope book 1, I hope it feels like Percy Jackson. I hope it feels like a kid's, because that's like Harry feels like he's going into this. You have to buy into these kids making some kind of dumb mistakes and not asking for help, because that's kind of how you feel when you're a kid. Like you feel like you're on your own. You got to figure this out. Like adults aren't going to listen to me. But then it grows, and obviously that changes, and you grow with them. And then, we get into like 4, 5, 6. It becomes like this political thing, and like just really growing up with the series. And over the 10 years, like as our kids grow up with the series, they'll be teenagers when it finishes, which is so weird. But they'll have that new perspective. And there's a lot you learn about like adults and politics and stuff from Harry Potter. And, the fact that Isaac...
That made me realize that this really
Dumbledore's
takes 10 years. My oldest is going to be 21 when the series finishes. That just about made my head explode. So that's terrifying.
I know you guys are already either there or close, but I did have a realization at work today. Someone was talking about like the next phase of Marvel and when that would end, or like if they ever did Marvel versus DC because James Gunn is there. And I was like, that there's no way that's going to happen before I'm 40. I'm going to be, yeah, in this series, like I will be over. I cannot picture myself as like it doesn't compute in my brain that I could be 40. I'm sorry.
Well, this series would end technically if it does start next year. Some people are thinking it's not going to start till 27, but it would be 2036 if it really takes 10 years. I can't like being in the 2030s is like insane to me. And we're so old.
As someone who just watched Conclave on Saturday, I'm worried about Mr. Lithgow like getting to 2036, but I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping for.
You know what? He's looked 80 since he was 50, so I think maybe it's okay. Just kidding, Mr.
Question.
Mr. Ramos?
Did they do like a medical exam or something before they offered him this role? Like, we need to be sure this guy's in good health. This is going to ruin it.
Why would it be 10 years? Are they not going like year after year?
That's what they've said, though.
I think they're just going to, post is just going to take too long. Like, it's going to be really hard to stay on a 12-month calendar. They have said they might shoot a few things, try and squish a few things so the kids don't get too old. Because once a kid is 16, you can kind of fudge it until they're 18, 20. But those first few years, if you want them to look young, like the Percy Jackson movies make me irate for that. Like, you kind of got to, like, they'll try and probably do year by year. Because it was annoying when Game of Thrones would take 2 years to come out. But, like, it kind of makes sense with, if it takes 8 to 10 months to shoot all that post and all the promotion stuff, like, kind of makes sense that if you're going to do 7 seasons over 10 years, you need that extra 3 years for just some buffer space some places.
Well, it's like 4, there's so much going on. I could see it taking 18 months to edit, to do all the special effects and everything. I don't know.
We'll use AI for everything.
Yeah, by then, we won't even need actors.
Can we get them to just release each episode as it's ready? And, like, once the night, like, even if we had to wait a few months between episodes, that would be fine with me. Instead of having, like, a 6-month wait and then you get an episode every week. Or, I mean, a 18-month wait, right? Like, just give me 2 months and then an episode. 2 more months and then an episode.
Every time there's a dragon, it's like, okay, 6 weeks till the next episode.
This one's going to be one.
We'll see. But this has been the first annual, not annual is the wrong word. This has been the first edition of the HPTV podcast quiz. I think maybe to spread this out, we'll do 1 for 4 and 5 and 1 for 6 and 7. Hopefully Isaac can join us and quiz us once again. We'll jiggle the format to keep it fun and engaging and find some redemption for myself. But Isaac, thank you for joining us. And Jamie, congratulations. We'll have to come up, maybe if we each win one, we can do some ultimate quiz, but we'll be coming for the title. We should.
I expect a ticket to Epic Universe as my prize. Thank you. Goodbye.
Gosh.
That's
the dream. That's the dream. I'm working on it.
Good at that. And I know Mitchell said that there was some kind of news that he saw that they were going to start releasing single-day tickets, but like, I live just, 20 minutes away, and I was like, but you have to buy a 3-day ticket. Only 1 day can be Epic. I've been to those other 2 parks. I don't need to go again. I just want to see Epic, man.
I want to go to those,
and
but
so
I'd almost rather
spend 1 day ticket.
2 days. I'd almost rather pay for 3 days and spend 2 days at Epic than have the 3 days. But yeah,
if I could do all 3 days at Epic, I could make that work. But no, I'd have to spend like $350 so I can do 1 day there and 2 days where I don't want to go.
I'm hoping if we can come out in November, by then they'll just release single-day tickets to the public. Otherwise, I might pay for it, because if I'm making the trip to Florida, I'm not going to not see it. But it might be so busy then that you can only see 1 or 2 of the sections. I don't know, but maybe, we'll come up with a more clever prize. It's cheaper than getting into Epic is the $85 wand so you can do the new Patronus thing. Insane. Yeah,
that's crazy. Those do look cool, but man, I will say though, because just living here is, that's just it. They look cool, but they do not look $85 cool. They look like
I don't want it lighting up. I think it looks cheesy.
The
I don't
light
like
up didn't look as bad as I thought it would.
Okay, I have to really look, because I didn't want to completely spoil myself. But let's be honest, I'm not going to be going anytime soon. So I just got
one time I went to church in Florida with Kristen, and a woman was directing music with the wand. So there you go, a second use. Music,
not just for the park.
Only in Orlando. Only in Orlando.
I was actually going to send you guys a cool picture because I was just at Walmart the other day, and I always stop when I see Harry Potter stuff, of course. And they have these wands, and it's like there's different wands now. There's like a potions like line, and then this one's Patronus's, and it actually has a little like a little light on the front. It projects the Patronus onto the wall, so you get Harry's. That like you push a button and it projects the stag, and it makes it look like it does it midair, but it doesn't. You have to like put it up against. But I thought that was pretty cool, and it was like $16. I was like, you get my kids those and just tell them it was from Harry Potter World. It would know the difference.
Steven, did you buy a butterbeer snack?
Oh yeah, you're supposed to try your butterbeer snack.
I did get my butterbeer snack. You're right. I hid it from myself. Like I said, I'd have to because otherwise I was going to eat it. But I do know where it is. But I also kind of just took it from the. You know me. Come on. I took the out of sight, out of mind approach.
Isaac, did you like those cookies that Jamie got, the butterbeer cookies?
They were okay. Yeah. I thought the frosting was a bit much, but I'm always going to be on that side. Anyways, but the flavor was good.
But your dogs know how to open doors. This is
I know.
impressive and a little concerning.
They're getting smarter.
Oh, they got off to say that. So I even left it in like the Walmart envelope because I couldn't look at the packaging of the units.
All right. Isaac has departed because he has work to do. We record this in the middle of the day, the United States time zones, and so it's nice of him to utilize his lunch for us. Steve-O is going. What snack did you get, Steve?
So I tried because there's three, right? There's the goldfish, there's the cookies that Jamie got, and then there's these Hershey Kisses, which is an interesting like marketing scheme because they did like one thing with different companies instead of getting just a whole bunch of Hershey stuff for them. But I tried to get all three, and the stores kept running out of them before I could get to the stores. But this one I just ordered it. Not a paid advertisement, but Walmart Plus free delivery, drop stuff off at your door. So
We're sponsored by Walmart Plus free delivery. Sign up for free today and get blah 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 blah.
You hear that, Walmart? Send us free crap.
We're available, Walmart.
Rate ad reads when we get ads to read.
Anyway, so these are there's different ones. The Kisses with the little wrappers. This one has little like mugs with butterbeer in them. You can't really tell because of the way it's folded up. And then this one too. Oh, I'm gonna take these off so you can actually see.
Think about so right now cool. At the parks, I know there's some extra butterbeer stuff. Like they have like a cream puff and stuff.
Cream puff. Oh, that sounds good.
We'll say the
Love cream puffs.
Oh, so these have like a cauldron with a crack on them. So like the leaky cauldron, there's brooms.
I bet that's a pewter
mugs.
standard one. Because it cracked.
I mean,
It's cracked.
Hopefully not, because if this pewter one's cracked like that, then why are they having all the stews with the crappy ones?
They get standard two.
They get
all right.
two. They get two, Steve. Come on. You learned nothing from our quiz.
Dude, I thought it was size 2.
Standard size 2, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it says? One pewter, one standard size 2. In your best Jim Dale voice.
I thought it'd be like the shoe size is size 2, or was it 2 of the standard size?
It's the one that doesn't crack. Okay.
It's complicated.
It's just size 2, okay?
So this one's not as exciting, but it's just
those kind of look like the beer mugs from the Simpsons.
Yeah, it looks like Simpsons.
It does actually look well like the Simpsons beer mugs.
Duff.
Which then back to the blue one, which I think I already showed. But this one actually has cooler stuff when you look at all of it. Sorry, I'm like, I don't know my own strength. I'm just tearing this foil apart here. But these ones, it's got little Harry Potter glasses.
Oh,
you
nice.
see those? And then there's mugs. Focus. Can't get much closer. There's another leaky cauldron on there, a barrel, and then a candle. So, an owl. Anyway, let's eat them. I think they're all exactly the same flavor.
I need to see if I can order any of these. The goldfish look like Teddy Grahams, but in goldfish shape, and they look good.
They have a lot of those, though. Goldfish, they have like the graham pack of those birthday cake flavored ones.
Yeah. Oh, is it cream?
I expect this in the middle to be more of a cream, but it's just like another like chocolate or another.
I thought it'd be solid.
Chocolate.
I didn't even know there was something in the middle.
Like butterscotch and
Yeah,
white
no, there's
chocolate?
some. So the image here, it's got you can see the inside has.
There's a picture.
So it's good, and there is like the flavor is stronger on the outer layer, and the inside is meant to be just kind of add that creaminess, which is good. Because it's gonna be butterbeer. You can't put your foam on top, so you gotta have some creamy stuff going on. But it's good. It's a little strong though. I don't know how many of these I could just eat straight. Maybe I could make cookies with them or something though, and just kind of And I'm not the kind of person who jokes that there's no such thing as too much sugar. Like I got a sweet tooth. These are a little too sweet though. Like it's a lot.
You're a good baker, Steve. I think you should put them in some cookies.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it, and I'll send you all pictures.
Oh, that sounds good. And then mail them to
I don't think this would go good with peanut butter though.
Mail them to England.
Yeah. So our sister's coming out to visit next week, so maybe I'll send some back with her if I do make cookies, and if I don't eat all of them because there's a risk of that happening as well.
Well, we're making our way through the world of butterbeer deliciousness. But thanks for joining us for our first quiz. We're looking forward to more quizzes and better quizzes over all the time.
We need more people to submit questions, so send your questions in to us on any of our socials. And,
we should have pretended a couple of those were from people.
Nothing with weird calculations, though. I don't want to do math. I just want to be able to, answer questions about Harry Potter.
Paul from Massachusetts asks.
If you do want to communicate with us anyway, of course, on Instagram is where we put out the call for questions. You can find us at HPTVPod on Instagram or TikTok. Technically, I started a Twitter, but I think it's been shut down for mysterious reasons. You can find us on every podcasting platform. So if you're watching this on YouTube or you're listening on a platform for podcasts and you would like to watch or listen and go the opposite way, we're everywhere. And you can email us at hptvpodcast@gmail.com. And as Jamie said, we will be exploring the Goblet of Fire. We're really going a lot bigger on the books here, a lot bigger on the story. And so it's going to be fun to explore that one and how to make it a good season of TV. Do you guys have any final thoughts?
Oh, I'm excited for Goblet, though. Goblet's a beast in its own, so it'll be exciting to talk through that one.
Muggles can't ride the night bus. That's my thought.
Yeah. And if they did, they could have paid
your husband
money.
Come on.
Like, I know Hermione's parents converted their money to buy stuff for her, but...
Look, maybe her parents could go with her, but how are we going to flag it down?
With her wand?
With your wand?
Borrow a wand.
It's your wand hand.
Yeah, that was...
Yeah,
whatever place he found that. And look, I do a lot of pub quizzes, and I do quizzes for people at work. Sometimes you just find a quiz site, and there's a couple rogue questions. But Isaac did great. Many thanks once again. DJ, I can't even remember, Quizmaster. Anyway.
DJ Quizmaster.
Isaac.
We don't know where that came from. Isaac has secretly had this second identity he's always wanted to handle. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week with Goblet of Fire. Jamie, send us away.
Peace out, snitches.